Mommy! I can hear you.
Sorry.
Alex! Hi everyone, today I'm going to do a video that I did say I would do, and I'm very excited to film this. I hope that you guys are excited as you're watching this, because this is a product that I have not seen a lot of people talk about, and it's a product that I've wanted to get my hands on for months, and I finally got it. And I was about to tell you how I feel about it. I'm not going to tell you how I feel about it until the end. As you hear me talking about it, you'll hear whether I like it or not. So today I am reviewing one of the Burberry foundations. This is the Burberry Cashmere foundation. They also have a Fresh Glow foundation, which is for those of you who have more dry skin and like you appreciate that kind of dewy life. I appreciate it too. I just can't be a member of the dewy society, unfortunately, because I am low-key oily. Low-key. I've realized that I'm like a lot less oily than I thought I was, like, in, you know, when I first started like buying makeup and buying makeup products. I found that a lot of dewy foundations, like right now, I can get away with, but this one is the Cashmere one. This is basically the matte one. I wouldn't say it's super matte. I'm like giving you the whole thing. So this is the Cashmere one, and this is for those of you who are more matte. I will go ahead and do a demo of the foundation, but first of all I'm just going to talk you through it, just give you some details, let you know about the price, where you can find this foundation, and then I will go ahead and show you what it looks like on my skin. Cashmere foundation goes for £35, so does the Fresh Glow one. They have a Fresh Glow one and another one, I can't remember the name, but if you go to Burberry Beauty they have it. For some reason they don't sell like the Cashmere one on their website. They have it on Feel Unique, but they don't have it on their actually Burberry Beauty website. So if you are looking for it and you just like can't find it, don't think that I'm like bullshitting you, like it's there. So I'm just going to give you a rundown of how this foundation performed. So I've been wearing this foundation for maybe 3 weeks. I've been trying to wear it as much as I can, but if you guys have watched my favorites, you know how in love with the Marc Jacobs foundation I am. So I've been going between the both of these, but this one, you know, it's almost taken it to the Marc Jacobs level. Like the Marc Jacobs one is officially my holy grail, like there's no going back, but this is what we're talking about today. So basically, let me give you the rundown. I wrote down some like notes like throughout the 3 weeks that I was wearing it, so I could give you a really detailed review, because when I watch foundation reviews I like to know everything about it, like literally everything. I want you to let me know how many pumps you put in your face, what's the best primer, what's the best sponge, you know, do you need to be in room temperature, like, do you know what I mean? There's a really vital things that you need to know before you buy a foundation, because you don't want to get it and it's just not exactly what you thought you were, because foundations are so expensive anyway. But anyway, so let me just tell you. So the first time I wore it, I was actually at work from 1 to 10, and I was a bit reluctant to wear it to work, just because I thought, you know, I have a lunch break and a tea break, but between there I can get really oily, I can get really creasy. So I was kind of like, I don't know if I really want to wear this to work, but I figured that's the best place because you get really hot, there's a lot going on, you're talking to a lot of people, so you need to see how, you know, the foundation is going to be when you're talking to a lot of people. And even though initially I was like, maybe I don't want to do this, I did it in the end, and it was good because you got to see how it works in different conditions. With this foundation I did not powder all day. Bear in mind my shift was from 1 to 10, that's 9 hours, and I did not powder the whole day. I got home from work and I was literally in the mirror for about 10 minutes just like, no. There was no creasing like at all. There was like literally a tiny bit around my laugh lines and then a tiny bit around my nose, which is weird because I don't usually crease around my nose, but maybe I just didn't like prime it all up in there. I have like really deep laugh lines, so a lot of foundations settle like real quick into my laugh lines, but this one didn't settle into it at all, like at all. No, nothing. I'm in the shade Chestnut, which is number 60. I think they have up to 66, I believe. So I'm not sure if it's, I think they work in multiples of 2, I think, or it might be 61, 62, or maybe multiples of 2. Double check if you do want to get it. But it's a really close colour match, and the first time that I actually got matched for it, I was wearing NARS foundation, I believe, or Lancome foundation, and the lady just matched it like right here, and it was bang on. Like it didn't even look like I had 2 foundations on, and the whole day I was just looking like, oh, you know, can you tell that it's 2 different foundations? Not at all. It's a really close colour match. The good thing is that they have a really good shade selection, and you definitely will find your shade. It did crease under the eyes, but I have really creasy eyes. They're creasing right now. Like that's just the way love goes. It's just my life and I've had to deal with it. I'm just trying to like make sure I moisturize as much as I can under my eyes, because you really need to pay attention to them as you get a little bit older. So when you apply this, it dries to a really nice demi matte finish. So like I have this really weird thing where I like to like touch my foundation just because I think it feels so nice. I try to make sure my hands are clean. I don't really like touching my face in general, but try to make sure my hands are clean. But at the end of the day, you'll just see me like when I get a bit tired, I just start streaking my foundation just because I really like the feel of it, and I like to just know that I have like a really nice foundation foundation on. Don't know, weird. In terms of primers and stuff like that, the first time I used it, I used the Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer, and then one of the other times I used it, I used my H&M primer, and the second time that I used it with the H&M primer, I didn't really like it, but I think that was because I'm breaking out in a rash. I don't know if you guys can see, and I literally do not know what this is from. And like, you guys know I've been using like Korean cosmetics, but I was using Korean cosmetics like 5 or 6 days prior to me breaking out, so I don't know whether it just has a really slow delay time or whether it's just the environment because it is getting a bit colder. But my skin is generally always really moisturized, so I don't really know what that's about. But I think that because that primer is super mattifying, and then I already had rashes, it was just making it dry and everything was just clinging onto the dry patches. And I remember though, I did work with the Marc Jacobs foundation and it did exactly the same thing, so I think it was just a bad skin day. I just wanted to test the foundation out with various different primers, but I think that this one is good because it is mattifying but not too like in a really extreme level. This turned into an advert for Makeup Forever. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the foundation for you guys so that you can see what it looks like. I can let you guys know a bit more details once it's on my face and you'll be able to see it so that you understand exactly what I'm saying. I haven't primed or anything, so I'm going to go ahead and use this primer then. But before that, I'm going to use the Smashbox Primer Water because my skin is a little dry and I want something to give me an extra like boost of hydration. Let me know if you guys do want to see more foundation reviews. The reason I don't do as many foundation reviews, even though I absolutely love them because I love like writing notes and giving you guys like details on it, is because I just find that a lot of the foundations that I like to use, a lot of people on YouTube also use them, which is why I'm super excited to do this review because I haven't seen anyone talk about this at all. So this is perfect, you know. I like that people give different reviews and people give on it different opinions and people have different experiences with it, but I think sometimes you just want to see something new, not the same old, you know. So I've primed my skin. I'm going to go ahead and just correct quickly. Clean sponge, fresh sponge. So the way I'm going to do this so that you guys know how much like products you use every time you use it, just start off with 2 pumps and then I'll let you know if I'm adding more as we go along. So that's with 2 pumps and I've just put that on there. If you can see any texture or anything, that's purely because I have a rash, but you guys might just have to take my word on this one that this is a nice foundation, really nice foundation. When I first like tried this for the first time, I was a bit worried because it's a just slightly different undertone, but as it kind of settles, it just kind of like really just transforms and I don't understand it. It's quite weird. It just molds into my skin almost. So that's 2 pumps and as you can see, it's covered the whole like bottom side of my face, and then we just now need to do the forehead. So I'm going to do 1 more. This foundation is definitely buildable. I've definitely worn more than 3 pumps, you know, in the past 3 weeks before, and it's been buildable and it still looks nice. Today I did 3 pumps just to show you guys. I'm probably going to do 1 more because you can kind of still see where I've corrected just a little bit. So I'm going to do 1 more and go to the areas where I've corrected just to ensure that we don't have any of that orange peeking through. So hopefully you guys can see now that it looked much more like my skin tone than it did when I initially put it on, because it just looks super orange, and as it just settles into your skin it kind of just molds in there. That's a little scar that I've got, so just ignore that. The foundation is not like disappearing or anything. So this is how it looks with 4 pumps. I could add a little bit more because I feel like I still have a lot of darkness here, but I'm not going to, just purely because obviously I have a rash, and if I just keep piling it on, I'm worried that it's just going to look really bumpy and really uneven, and we don't want that. And I want you guys to get an accurate depiction of the foundations. The one downfall I would say, now that I have it on and you know we're here, we're chatting about it, is that it is quite thin in consistency. And you guys already know, I've told you guys that I've just been really liking full coverage foundations lately, just because I feel like they really just like not mask everything, but regardless of what you've got going on under there, if you put a nice, you know, full coverage foundation on, it will just cover everything. So maybe I'm a bit biased because that's just been my preference lately. The amazing thing about this foundation though, like now all the times I've worn it, you can barely feel that it's on your face. Like there's been so many times when I've gone to the mirror and been like, oh, I have a full face of makeup on, like, and I don't even realise, because it does feel really lightweight. It feels super nice on the skin, like can barely feel it. It doesn't feel oily at all. I don't get extremely oily when I have this on. Normally with foundations I crease like real quick. If I set it with my Laura Mercier powder, which I'm going to do anyway, it doesn't crease at all. Like once I just like I might do that now actually so you guys can see it. So the powder really does a nice job at mattifying the foundation, but it will still like cover the tiniest bit of just like a dew, like a glow. So here is the foundation. So I absolutely love this foundation. This is almost going up to Holy Grail status. I probably just have to try it for like a week or two more just to solidify it, but I really wanted to get this review out for you guys so that you can see and go and buy it and, you know, start the process, because I like to like have like 3 weeks to test the foundation. If you watch this video and you like what you see, go out and get it, because it's best to just trial it as early as you can, you know. I love how this is like a scientific process. There's a lot of thinking that goes into this. I absolutely love this foundation. I would recommend this to you guys. If you have not tried anything from the Burberry Beauty line, I recommend it. I'd imagine that Burberry products obviously would be good because you spend a lot of money on them. It's a bit more pricey than some other foundations, but for me it's worth it because I like buying high-end foundations. It's just my preference. Out of 5, I would give this foundation a 4.5 purely because of the fact that I think the undertone is just a little bit off, like the tiniest bit off, but apart from that I really do like the foundation. I think it gives great coverage, don't get oily, it doesn't crease fast at all, and as the day goes on the foundation just looks better and better and better. I hope that you guys have enjoyed that review. I shall see you in my next video. Bye!